stuff. Sean Hannity is on the radio.
So Mr. Clapper then went on to say that, to his knowledge, there was no evidence of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. We did not conclude any evidence in our report. And when I say our report, that is the NSA, FBI, and CIA, with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between the members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that in our report. Was Mr. Clapper wrong when he said that?
I think he's right about characterizing the report, which you all have read.
We did not include any evidence in our report, and I say our, that's NSA, FBI, and CIA with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that included in our report.
Have you seen anything, either intelligence briefings, through intelligence briefings, anything to back up any of the accusations that you're saying?
They have the documentation that they did the hacking.
The hacking.
On the DNC.
Right.
And on some of us, that
But the collusion, though.
No, we have not.
Do you have evidence that there was, in fact, collusion between Trump associates and Russia during the campaign?
Not at this time.
Have you seen anything that suggests any collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign?
Well, there's an awful lot of smoke there, let's put it that way. People that might have said they were involved, to what extent they were involved, to what extent the president might have known about these people or whatever. There's nothing there from that standpoint that we have seen directly linking our president to any of that.
All right, 24 now till the top of the hour. No evidence of collusion as it relates to Russia. Comey, Clapper, Maxine Waters, Dianne Feinstein, Joe Manchin, John Brennan, Adam Schiff, Jay Johnson. All these people said no evidence of collusion. So now we know the truth. Everything we've been reporting is true. There would not have been a FISA warrant against Carter Page but for the bought and paid for dossier using a foreign national to put it together that was fired from the FBI, which they also kept from the FISA courts, as the bulk of information to get the warrant against Carter Page. FISA court judges were lied to repeatedly. There wouldn't have been a warrant without this phony dossier. The FISA court was not told the extent of how this was a political document, or how, in fact, we now know that in interrogatories in Great Britain that Christopher Steele said, I don't know if it's true, it's raw intelligence, maybe 50-50. We continue with Carter Page. Before I get into all the issues with the FISA, I want to go into one more thing here. Did you ever, when your time was in Russia, did you ever talk to anybody about specifics involving the election as it relates to Hillary Clinton, about her campaign, about missing emails, anything that might have been helpful to the Trump campaign, ever?
I never received one piece of information. Sean,
did you ever seek any?
I never asked anything. Again, no one ever asked me to do anything unethical or illegal, and I never...
When was the last time you were there leading up to the time they tried to obtain this FISA warrant on you?
Leading up, well, the first warrant was in October.
April, right. The first warrant was in October of 2016. You had already left the campaign.
Yeah, yes. Well,
you were an unpaid associate.
Yeah. Well, I was a volunteer for one of many committees they had, yeah.
Right. And when did you last go to Russia in the lead-up to the election? It was April, right?
Well, no, I gave that speech. The only time, that I went in 2016, in the first half, or...
How many times did you go in 2016?
2016, I gave my speech in July.
Like a commencement speech?
Commencement speech and an academic lecture I gave as well.
And how many days were you there for that one?
4 days or something like that, yeah.
Okay. And then you went back one more time?
In December, yes.
And that was after the election?
Yes.
In the interim, throughout 2016, did you ever have any contacts with anybody from Russia, campaign-related in any way?
The one thing that the House Intel Committee, Congressman Schiff, et cetera, always like to focus on is the fact that in July of 2016, I briefly said hello to one of the people, Arkady Dvorkovich. He's the deputy prime minister. So he was speaking after I spoke at the commencement of the speech, there was a receiving line, and
How long was that conversation?
It was definitely less than 10 seconds. I've been trying to get a video to show that,
Have you never talked to him on the phone since then?
No.
Email?
We did have a short catch-up in December, but again, I had already been long out of the campaign. And that was related to New Economic School, where...
Why did you declare yourself an informal advisor to the Kremlin, which you did in a letter?
That was just something... It was taken out of context. I had mentioned to them that I had...
Mentioned to who?
I actually wrote a book. It was based on my PhD dissertation. University of Pennsylvania Press was in the process of editing it. I was working with my editor. They had this one independent reviewer who was going back and forth, and he was one of these people. His specialty was corruption in the former Soviet Union. So he had a really negative bias. And so I, just mentioned to him that I had participated in this forum related to the G20. I was very specific about it. It was an international forum. And I mentioned that in a two-page letter that I sent him, just protesting.
You said, but an informal advisor to the Kremlin means that you would know. But those are your words.
No, the words I use, again, if they look at the full quote, I'm probably going to tweet this out in the next couple of days. There's a little point about, I mentioned people involved in the G20. I mean, it was very clear. So it's not like they're, hardcore main Kremlin people. The whole point was there should be some understanding of what's actually going on there. And this guy, who is this expert in all the corruption in Russia, you just lack a full picture as to what the real situation is on the ground.
So with all of this, and you have 4 FISA warrants against you, have you ever been, besides Robert Mueller, questioned by anybody else in law enforcement?
There was a big report to Devlin Barrett in the Washington Post. He, in June of 2017, he had this big report that, someone leaked to him that I had spent, 10 plus hours with the FBI in March of 2017, yes. So
was it about this?
Yeah, it was all sort of collusion, quote-unquote, narrative.
And this is back in July?
This is March 2017.
So you spent, and how did you feel that session had gone? And have you spoken with them since?
Again, I'm happy to speak with anyone whenever they have questions.
That was a 10-hour session.
Well, there was a long series of meetings throughout.
And how did you feel they had gone?
I thought I cleared up all the questions they had. So what's particularly interesting about that is the timing of those 4 FISA warrants, right? 2 of them happened before, 2 of them happened after.
Yeah.
It was preposterous that they could have ever even tried anything like that before. For them to actually continue it after, I would love to see what is in there. And that's why I deserve to.
But now we know that there never would have been a FISA warrant on you but for Hillary's bought and paid for phony dossier full of Russian lies, of all things.
Yes.
You were a target of your own government.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you were caught up in a political play. How does that make you feel?
Sean, I always bear in mind that was a dodgy dossier, right? The first original historic
dossier, no.
No, the first dodgy dossier was 2003 to 2002, 2003. It's how the UK government sold the Iraq War to the British people. And this is exactly the same thing. It's Washington and some operatives in London working together to spin this false narrative. And in that case, it was completely false intelligence. This case, on the collusion narrative, completely false intelligence again, and it needs to be fixed.
Without the dossier, they would never have gotten a warrant on you. That's just a fact. And Hillary paid for it, and Christopher Steele was fired, and they never told the judge, the FISA judges, 4 of them, and they also misled the judges because they didn't know it was a political, basically an research thing that wasn't corroborated or verified, but they all signed their name to it.
Yeah,
including Rod Rosenstein. I would imagine that there's some recourse available for you, considering this is your life and your privacy, and that it was based on a series of lies and a phony dossier and a political document.
I always, that's why I was referring to the Iraq War. That first dossier led to and that misinformation, false intelligence that led to that decision to invade Iraq.